What's up, everyone? Welcome to Noob Review, your one-stop video spot for all reviews from an average Joe just like you. Alrighty, so before we jump into today's video, what is a noob review, you might be asking? Also, why is your sign backwards? Two great questions. One, what is a noob review? It is me, the noob, okay? I am a newbie. Today, we will be reviewing a whiskey, and I'm new to the whiskey world. I started this journey about, 2 months ago now. Have gotten my hand on a few bottles, but you know what? I'm still new to everything. My palate is unrefined. My nose is unrefined. This video is unrefined as well. I'm new to all of it. And as such, I will be providing you with these raw and real reviews when it comes to the products that we will be showcasing on this channel. Now, why is my sign backwards? Well, I am a one-trick pony and my camera is facing backwards. I apparently don't know how to work technology right. But you know what? It's all part of the noob review style. You are now in Noob Kingdom. You are a member of the Noob Crew. Yes. So we will be jumping into today's video very shortly, but just wanted to give you a brief explanation of a noob review. Thank you. All right. So diving in. Today, we are reviewing a whiskey that I think many people have had the chance to try. Unfortunately, some have not, but I definitely think it's one that should be on your radar, or hopefully is on your radar. That, my friends, is Buffalo Trace. Yes, the original Kentucky straight bourbon. All right, Buffalo Trace, the allocated whiskey kings, okay, and for good reason. They have been around for almost 200 years. That is bananas, okay? Crazy, crazy. Another list of their products. It runs pretty deep. I'll give you a brief one, but they're known for E.H. Taylor, George T. Stagg, Blanton's, the Van Winkle, many, many, many more that I cannot possibly list, or it would take up the entirety of this video, probably. But anyways, today we are going to be reviewing Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, the original, the one that is the most affordable out of the lot when it comes to allocations, and the one that's also the easiest to find. So without further ado, friends, Buffalo Trace. Alright, so before we dive into it, a little noob knowledge, a little noob facts for you guys. I love sharing this. I love the history of a bottle, so the history is really important to me. Now, Buffalo Trace, where does it get its name? Well, Buffalo Trace is actually a route that was created by migrating bison, okay? This route was used for centuries by Native Americans and settlers alike. This route, you can find it between the Illinois prairies all the way to the Kentucky Salt Licks. Now, during this time, in 1775, two men by the name of Willis and Hancock Lee established Leestown outside of the Frankfort settlement that ran along the Kentucky River. This is actually where you will find the Buffalo Trace distillery today. However, it wouldn't be until 1812 that the modern version of distillation that we know of today would actually come to be. Now, as you can imagine, over the span of 200 years, a lot has happened. With it comes a big sense of pride. Now, if you want to read the full history of it, they have amazing tours over at the Buffalo Trace Distillery, but they also have some really cool timelines that you can find on the Buffalo Trace Distillery website. So if you want to know more about the entire history of this brand, then go ahead and check that out on their website. Cool. So that was the noob history. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now diving into the bottle itself. I'm about to give you Texas prices because I am in Texas. So at Specs, I picked this up for an eye-watering $24. Yes, that's right. $24 gets you a 750 milliliter bottle. Look at this thing. It's glorious, right? You can also pick up a 375 milliliter bottle for usually about $14. I've also seen the 50 milliliters, which are super cute. They're like microscopic. I don't know what you're supposed to do with them, but they're super tiny. Problem is, I've only found them in giant gift boxes with other 50 milliliter bottles. Um, and this one usually brings an assortment of different spirits. It's not just whiskey. So if that's something you're kind of aiming for, maybe you'll be able to find that at your local liquor store. But if not, the 14 milliliter, the 375 milliliter and the 750 milliliter will be easy finds, at least out here in Texas. I know that it is allocated in other places, but $24 on the shelf, readily available here in Texas for you. Yes. All right. Now this bottle clocks in at 90 proof. Very easy for sipping. Very easy. Especially in comparison to my Noob review number 1, which was Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. Talk about hot, okay? Talk about night and day as well. Now, just as a reminder, the way that I test these whiskeys, I do pour myself a 3-ounce glass into a regular cylindrical cup. With this, I don't have any ice, I don't have any water, I don't do any chasers, just to get a baseline across the board for whiskeys. I really believe that it helps maintain the flavor of them if I'm not doing anything to kind of construe the flavor that's already on the bottle. So I just drink it as it is, the way God intended. I know. Yes. No, I'm not a whiskey hound. I don't care how you consume it, if it's by the bottle, if it's with ice, if it's, I don't know, behind your back through a sippy straw, whatever floats your boat, drink it however you want. But yeah, that's just the way that I consume it for the first pour. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so for my first sip of this whopping $24 bottle, I honestly wasn't expecting much. What I said was, well, that's pretty good. Because it really was. It was pretty shocking in a good way, and I'll get into that in a minute here. But at $24, I just did not expect much. I really didn't. So the flavors that I picked up next, when I say they were interesting, I really mean it. They were interesting. Now, onto the flavor. I'm not going to lie, it's not overly complex, okay? Now that I've had my fair share of whiskeys, I know what a complex bottle tastes like. But again, this isn't a comparison. This is on its own merits. It's pretty good. Like, it's very good, okay? Well, the flavors that I picked up from this were a mix of brown sugar and some spice. Weirdly enough, it was almost calming. Like, it was kind of comforting. Like, it's like that eating that food again that you had as a kid and now you're eating as an adult. Think about like mac and cheese, right? Or some chicken nuggets. Or just smelling something that gives you that sense of calm, right? Due to your childhood. That's what I got from this bottle. It was kind of weird. It was almost like a pastry shop, I guess, when it came to the flavor. Like the way a pastry shop smells is the way that this tasted. It was actually pretty intriguing. Again, the flavors aren't complex by any sense. It's got a touch of oak to it, very small. But it's still very good. Obviously, the more money you spend, the more complex the bottles are going to get, or at least you hope they become more complex. But honestly, once I start getting further into these reviews, there are some bottles that I've had that were just very lackluster. And one in specific, I won't spoil it, but one in specific that cost 3 times as much as this and my goodness, it was terrible. No complexity to it either. This beats it out by a mile, especially coming in at the price. It's something that you really start to think about. But overall, the flavor on this, it's good. Okay. It's not something that's going to blow your socks off. It's not something that you'll probably write home about, but it is a good flavor. If you like that cinnamony, not really cinnamony, but like baking spice, that's a good one. If you like that baking spice, slight oak, um, with that brown sugar kind of taste, then this is definitely the bottle for you. It's fantastic on those merits alone. So, yeah, definitely on taste, it's good. Good stuff. Now, the aroma, again, nothing too complex here. It's very streamlined in what it does. It's very much going to be probably what you expect it to be. It doesn't pretend to be anything else. It walks into the bar wearing its big cowboy boot and its fringe vest, and you know what to expect from the cowboy boots and the fringe vest, like you just do. When it comes to the aroma, what I picked up were slight hints of cinnamon, a little spice, but mainly vanilla. Like that's kind of what I got from it. It was mainly vanilla with a little backseat driver of some cinnamon and spice. The spice might have been really what was overpowering it, the cinnamon portion of it. But overall, again, my nose is not refined. Okay, not by any means. Take this all with a grain of salt. Very much noob. Okay, I reiterate that. Very much a noob. So I got vanilla. I got a little cinnamon. Does it have any of that? No clue. But that was the aroma that I picked up. And honestly, it got me kind of excited for the bottle. Okay, the same way that Jack Daniels got me excited for the bottle when I smelled all of that banana bread in the cup, this got me excited as well. Luckily, this actually carried the flavor through that I was smelling, which was pretty nice in comparison to JDS BBP Rye. You should go back and take a look at that if you want to see what I'm talking about. But again, the aroma that came through, pretty good, pretty good. The flavor that came through really helped to complement that aroma. So yeah, thumbs up from me again. So with that, overall thoughts. Um, gosh, I don't even know where to start. For anything under $30, this has to be some of the best liquor I've ever had. Okay, I'm not just saying whiskey. I'm saying best liquor I've ever had under $30. Quote me on that. Fight me if you want to. I have yet to try a bottle of anything under 30 bucks that actually makes me say, that's pretty good. I'm a rum drinker before I was a whiskey drinker. I'm talking the Kraken, right? Bacardi, Captain Morgan. Moving on to whiskey with Jack Daniels, even W.L. Weller, the Special Reserve. All of those bottles that I've had have paled in comparison to make me as excited to drink a bottle again in the under $30 price category. I kid you not. From the aroma to the taste, again, it's just something that it's really hard to beat. It really is. The flavor is, again, not complex. I'm not lying. It's not complex, but I'd be hard pressed to find another bottle at this price with this amount of flavor. Okay, again, not complex, but the flavor that it does have, good. Okay, very, very good. Not trying to overhype it. It's not worth more than $30. It is not. Okay, if you start pushing over 30 bucks, best leave it on the shelf. Under 30 bucks, this should be a shelf staple for you. I'm serious. It's pretty good. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. Okay, now diving into the Noob Flavor rating. Quick PSA, if you are a noob, this is a great place to start. I'm serious. The price is right. The flavor is right. It's probably going to give you the building blocks of what a bourbon really is, and it'll carry through until you transition into higher priced bottles, more complex bottles, into ryes, into everything else, this is a really good place to start and a really good baseline if you're interested in. At 375 milliliters for $15, the perfect place to start. If you are a noob, if you have never had alcohol, go get this for $15 at half the size and tell me you love it. Seriously. Because I know you're going to love it. Especially at the price, you can't even be mad. I think I've paid more for water at Disney World. Like, it's good, okay? Now, on the Noob Flavor rating, we rated this a 3.9. Okay, not exactly a 4, because a 4 would be a little unjustified, especially after having Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. Why a 3.9? Well, again, the flavor's really good. It's just not complex, right? So that's kind of the main issue with this, is it doesn't have much heat, which is fine. It makes it for an easy sipper. From what I've gathered, people also love using this as a mixer. It's fantastic, and that's where it really shines. But again, just on the merit alone of it drank neat, in my perspective, it's a 3.8, 3.9. I would love to see a little more heat out of the bottle. I would love to get a few more components of flavor in the bottle. That's just me personally. But if you're new, again, if you're new to drinking whiskey, this is good stuff. Like, I'm telling you, it's quality stuff. I've had more expensive bottles. I've had cheaper bottles, and this is good stuff. Okay, for the flavor, again, you're talking that oakiness, you're talking that that brown sugar and those baking spices. It's good. It comes through on the aroma and on the flavor. So definitely a 3.9. Again, it has some way to go, but for the price, you kind of expect it. You expect it. Remember, 3 is a just okay, 4 is a it's pretty great, and 5 is God's own brown water juice. Okay, so again, 3.9. Don't discredit it. It's good stuff. Now on to the Noob value rating. I think you know what I'm going to say because I keep chirping it through this entire video. We rate this a 5 out of 5. Okay. I can't even remember which other bottles I've rated a 5 out of 5. This is probably going to be the only bottle that I rate a 5 out of 5, because at $24, at $14 for half this size, you cannot go wrong. Okay, I will reiterate, anything over $30, leave it. It's not worth it. I know in some places this stuff is allocated. If you really want to give it a try and it's a must for you, go for it. By all means, I encourage you. But goodness gracious, if you have this around, make sure that it's under $30. Okay, my local liquor stores, the mom and pop shops, quote unquote, they're not really, they're still kind of big, but the more mom and pop shops down the road, they're putting this on the shelf for about $35. At $35, pass, major pass. Okay, there's better tasting bottles in the $30 to $40 category than this. Again, not a comparison. On this flavor alone, I would not pay over $30. Under $30, this is an absolute steal, and it should be a shelf staple. Again, from feedback that I've gathered, this makes for a fantastic mixer. And if that's what you predominantly plan on using it for, as a mixer, don't look at any other bottle. Don't. If this is on the shelf for under $30, stop looking. Stop. Just go grab this, go home, make a wonderful drink, call it a day. Let everybody rave and rant about it, okay? If you just plan to sip it neat, honestly, I asked myself this: if I was never able to buy another bottle of whiskey, of bourbon, of rye, of whatever you think, if I could buy another bottle, never again, for under the $50 price category or over that, and if I could only choose one, I think this would be it, honestly. Because at $24, I'm not breaking the bank. At under $30, I'm getting great flavor. At under $30, I'm also able to use it in a multitude of ways. If I wanted to put it on ice, if I wanted to just drink it neat, if I wanted to put it in a mixer, it's all available to you right there. So yes, all in to say that for the price, and I specify again under $30, $30 being the magic number, okay? 30 and under, down. Then by all means, go ahead and pick this up because this is a 5 out of 5 in value, under $30. Yes. So again, very strongly about it. That's how I feel. That's my own personal opinion. Fight me, I guess. So I'll be busy drinking my Buffalo Trace for under $24. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, new value rating. So overall on the Noob review scale, what do we give Buffalo Trace? What do you want me to give you? I am giving Buffalo Trace a 4.4 out of 5. Yes, 4.4 out of 5. Again, it's a fantastic bottle. It tastes great for the money. I'd be hard pressed to find another bottle in this price range that can beat this. And for that money, you don't expect much to kind of begin with. So this is actually a happy surprise when the flavor actually does come through. Again, not overhyping it up, just under 30 bucks. This is really good liquor. I kid you not. So yes, overall, a 4.4 out of 5. All right, so with that, friends, we conclude our Noob review. Yes, rejoice. Woo! Yes, you made it through the video. Congratulations. I hope that you're going to go consider buying a bottle of Buffalo Trace. There is a bison on it. Come on, talk about paying homage to the history of which you came. That is super cool. Again, great bottle. If you like this review, please, as always, give us a thumbs up. It helps us a ton. If you want to become part of the Noob Crew officially, then go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Yes. Again, if you do want to see the other video of my Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, that was a Noob review number 1. Go ahead and check that out somewhere here, or here. I'm sure the link will pop up somewhere around. If not, you can find it in the description. I'll make sure to put that in. But yes, for any future reviews, we will be reviewing everything from whiskey to whistles and everything in between, and we plan to do it on an unbiased and fair platform such as this. Again, I don't have sponsors. I just have a lot of dreams. I guess I have a lot of debt and a lot of dreams. That's what I have. But yes, with that, friends, my name is Adrian with Noob Review, your one-stop video spot for all reviews from an average Joe just like you guys. As always, stay safe, and of course, cheers. Peace.